Hey guys, it's LaTanya Paddock. We've got some cold weather rolling in. It's October in Colorado. And we want to take some time to show you how to properly winterize your sprinkler system. So check it out.
Kind of want to talk a couple things here really quick, guys, and identify a few things. You have shutoffs. You got one for your main of your house. You have a shutoff for the sprinkler. You also have a shutoff down here. These two basically is what they call isolation valves. That way if someone had to work into this area, but not really important for today. We'll show you that a little bit later. But the first thing that I always do when I go to winterize my sprinkler system is I am turning the water off to the sprinkler, okay? And then we'll go outside and we'll kind of explain the rest of the stuff next. Some of the things that we're going to talk about is not just about our sprinklers, it's also about, you know, as it gets cold, things you want to worry about or actually look at. One of the things is your downspouts. Always want to make sure your downspouts are in the down position. That way the water's getting away from your foundation. So that'll be one thing you want to look at. The other thing is our hoses. See, I have it connected. And basically between the second week of September to the second week of May, anytime we can really have a freeze, if it's connected, it won't let the actual air get in there to drain it, and you can freeze your hose bib. Bad, very expensive. Alrighty. So, a couple easy tools and a couple easy steps. When we have a storm coming in like we have today and then or tomorrow over the next couple days, you can either winterize your sprinkler system completely, and we can blow that out and I can show you that, or there's a really simple, easy way of doing it just so you can get your water out of your system, and then maybe you'll turn your water back on, you know, maybe 3 or 4 days when we need some more water. So what we did was we turned the water off on the inside. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up these valves here. And so anything that is perpendicular is off. When you turn them parallel, it's on. So if there was water in there, we would have water coming out. But since we turn it off on the inside, it's all good, right? There's a little petcock valve that you take out here as well. And that just lets the water that's coming from in here, from the inside of the house. There's one on the inside of the home that I'll show you as well. Now, if we were going to do the winterize for the sprinkler for the whole season, there's this cool little thing. It's just an irrigation valve, a blowout valve that you can go get at Home Depot. It screws in onto this neat little thing. That's where you see people putting on their, you know, if you connect it to your air compressor, then you could actually blow it out. I'm not going to do that today because basically what I'm wanting to do is just get all of the water out of my irrigation system so that nothing freezes over the next 2 or 3 days, and then I'm going to turn it back on. But when I go to do it full time, I'll go ahead and blow it out with the air compressor, okay? So once everything is open, these valves are on, right? Because we said parallel is on, that would be perpendicular is off. A lot of people will turn their valves like 3/4. I don't really understand one or the other. Some might freeze, close, but I always leave them wide open. And then we're going to get into actually manifolds, okay? You can do this a couple different ways. You can open these up, and you can actually go in here and you can open each valve, let all the water. You can turn these on like this, because that's basically just turning on your actual zone. Or the easiest way is you just use your sprinkler clock and run a system. Run each zone for 15 minutes or whatever. It's not running any water, but what it's doing, it's allowing the air to get in here to drain out your sprinkler systems. Because the thought process is our bell housing is up high, our lowest sprinkler heads are way down low. So by just opening these up, now you won't have any water in your sprinkler system. And that's how simple it is to go ahead and do that. We'll go on the inside and I'll show you one more step, okay? And I did say we needed to disconnect hoses, right?
Yes.
Almost forgot that. So if we had a freezing, which we will in the next 2 days, if I had this on, it wouldn't let the air go up in here and let the water come out, and then it breaks inside of your home, and this is an expensive fix. So I almost forgot it myself. And that's all you need to do for this kind of a storm. We're not going to have deep freezes. We're not going to have, anything that could cause huge problems. But when we go to winterize full time, that's when we'll go ahead and hook it up to our air compressor, and then we'll be done. Guys, it's important to check every hose bib. This one, anyone that you have in your house. Some are in the front yard, some in backyards. I almost forgot the one in my backyard. Don't do that, guys. Make sure it gets disconnected. We talked about how we would winterize the sprinkler outside and taking the water from that point out. We have a section basically from, you can see the white where it's going outside the rim all the way to here, that we want to get the water out. Okay, so you can do a couple things. On this one, you could open up this silcock. It's a pain in the butt because then I have to hold it up there and basically try to catch it in a bucket. And so what I have done is I close my house off. I can close off the main here, right? So now there's no water. So when I open this up, I'm not adding any water to the sprinkler system. What I'm allowing to do is any water that's up there, I can use this little silcock or this silcock, and I can put my bucket up here, and then I can just open it up. This little valve. And so I'm just taking the water from what's up at the rim to this valve. I don't really care about all the water in here. That'll fill right back up, but I want to make sure that I get all of the water. So I just wait until the water is done pouring, and then I know for sure anything that it would be hooked up past that valve, it's not going to freeze. Not a lot of water. And then we just go ahead and close it. Remember we said perpendicular is off and parallel is on. And then what you have to do is, because I have forgotten, is you got to make sure you turn this off again, because I'm going to turn the water back on to the home. And now it filled this spot and to this. And then I want to make sure that the house has water. And that's how easy it is. Hopefully this helps. If you guys got questions, call.